spending money in Uptown to the tune of $85 million, and we can't afford to replace water mains that are aging, we have a problem, and that's a spending problem. Next number I want to talk about, $550,000. Drive down the streets of Normal. Simple as that. Drive down the streets of Normal. I'll bet you not one of you can tell me that there's a street that doesn't have a pothole, or that there isn't a street that you drive to on the way to work where you have to avoid a pothole, or that you haven't driven on a street in Normal ever in the last 6 months where it needs to be resurfaced. We all know what the situation is. It's been a rough winter, that's part of the problem. However, we're also cutting into our street resurfacing budget. This year, next year, the year after, somewhere around $550,000. Look at the budget documents. We've cut that from $800,000. In years past, from $1 million. We're cutting that number to pay for the wants. Streets are in need. Next number I want to talk about, 8,000 and 8,000. Yes, I said it again. 8,000, the mayor's raise, approved last fall. Now, in his defense, Chris didn't vote on it. I will give him that. The council did. $8,000 raise. Is it justified? Sure, it's a busy job and you have a lot to do. I'm not saying that I don't begrudge anyone for getting a raise. However, when it's public tax dollars, and we're in the midst of an economic downturn and people are having a hard time paying their bills and maybe losing a job, what message are we sending? To give our mayor an $8,000 raise. The reason I said it a second time, how are we paying for that raise? Well, this might not be direct, but let me just throw out a number of $8,000 for you. $8,000 is one of the fee increases which has been approved by the town of Normal. That fee increase is coming from a solicitation license. $8,000, approximately 400 people, $20 per person. Now, are user fees a bad thing? Not necessarily. But in this case, those 400 people, 200 of them come from one particular group. Illinois State University Habitat for Humanity. $4,000 of that raise are coming from the Habitat for Humanity at Illinois State University. What message are we sending? Help others, but it's going to cost you. And at the same time, the reason it's costing you is because we have to give the mayor a raise. I can tell you right now, the first thing I would ask for if I were to win is for a second vote. Lower my salary back down to $10,000. I stand by that as a pledge. Not because the money isn't deserved, that's not what I'm saying. Not because it's not a hard job, that's not what I'm saying. What message are we sending to the people? Their tax dollars matter. A couple more numbers for you. 62, it's the number of patrol officers we currently have. We have no plans to add any more for the next 5 years. Growing community, crime on the increase. We have 62 patrol officers. Through October, they worked 14,000 hours of overtime. That's 7 full-time officers for the course of a year. That was through October. The commitment I make is 3 new police officers will be hired in my first year in office. Obviously, I need the support of the council to back me up on that. I'm confident I can get it. Another number, I want to add this one in, and this is actually in response to something that my opponent said. Number 5, he speaks of transparency. We filed 5 Freedom of Information Act requests, all related to budgetary concerns, none of which have been responded to fully. You want transparency, put your checkbook online. Make it all available to the public. Don't hide behind Freedom of Information Act. Don't hide behind that. You want to be transparent? Put the checkbook online. "31, that's my age. 31 years old. The question I've been asked is, what kind of experience do you have that prepares you for this situation? Let me put it to you this way. In my 31 years, I've been a pastor and a preacher, been a nuclear chemist, a veteran of the United States Navy JAC, business consultant, business owner, and a teacher. I've served on a variety of boards and commissions. I've served the public, I've served my neighborhood and the homeowners association. I've served as an advisor, a coach. My 31 years are full of experience. But I don't even want to talk about experience, because if my experience, if the question that we have is, well, you don't have experience in building debt, in raising taxes, in raising fees, and in pursuing wants over needs. That's not experience I want. I can tell you I don't want it, and I won't have it in another 31 years. Because who I am is someone who believes that we must treasure each dollar from the taxpayer as if it's our own. Who I am as a person is somebody who says we meet the needs first, and then if we have money left, we can talk about the wants. Who I am is someone that says I'm going to treat others with the same respect that I would expect they would treat me with. That's who I am. I commit to priorities which matter most. Hire 3 new officers, push back against questionable spending, rebuild our infrastructure, and maintain a business-friendly environment. So why am I doing this? I leave you with one last number. 3. 3. I'm a little passionate about this. 3. 3 kids. 1 here, 2 on the way. Three years from now, the other 2 will be here. I'm building a future for them. I'm doing something that I believe in. I will not mortgage their future for the wants that I might have. I won't do it. And if at the end of the day, I lose because of that, I'll take that loss with pride. Because I am going to stand up for what I believe in. What I can tell you this is I don't believe in the direction that we're currently headed. And I don't believe in taking from their future to pay for what I want today. 3. Isaiah, Desta, and Grace. 3.